Hi guys, my name is Ife Ice Cream. I shoot videos on my lifestyle in Canada and I do some chit chat with my friends from time to time, like today. So from the heading of today's video, the subject, you already know that today's topic is about Valentine's Day and if it is overrated. So I'm just sitting down with some of my friends and we're just going to talk about it. Very light-hearted conversations, nothing too serious or deep. And I hope you guys enjoy it. But before we start, I'll just have my friends introduce themselves. So, Offray.
Hi guys, my name is Ofure. I live in Toronto. I'm happy to be here, happy to share my thoughts on Valentine and just have a nice chat with my friends.
Hi. Hi, guys. Hi, fans all over the world.
And last but not least, who doesn't need too much introduction. She doesn't need too much introduction, but yes, we have the delectable
Thank you.
our celebrity friend, Miss Arike. So, Arike, please introduce yourself. I don't want to do you do it, so you do yourself the honor.
Okay, so since I'm also a YouTuber, let me do it the YouTuber way. Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Arike Akimbabala. I have a YouTube channel called Arike Akimbabala where I vlog. I have my live shows on Sundays at 8 p.m. I talk about lifestyle, talk about anything and everything. And I'm also a Nigerian trained lawyer. I'm happy to be here and I am looking forward to an amazing conversation with you and the other babes.
Yep. And you know what? One thing I needed to do was introduce my friends and what they do as well. So apart from like work, Offray has a Instagram page that focuses on travel, I believe food as well, but just like the travel.
Mostly travel and experiences.
So I'll put the link to her Instagram and you can check it out and follow her. And Easy Mama is also a lifestyle guru in her own right. And she's a makeup fanatic and also into skincare. So if you guys are interested in stuff like that, who isn't anyways, I'll put a link to her IG as well and a link to Arike's YouTube channel. So let's dive into it. The first question, and anyone can go if you feel like, is do you think Valentine's Day is overrated?
I would say somewhat. I think somewhat in the sense that it is meant to be a time for people in love and also like people to share love, be it with their partners or with family and all that. But I think the materialistic nature of human beings has kind of affected what it should be. So now it's more focused on the exchange of gifts as opposed to the expression of love between loved ones. So in that way, I think over the years it has become a lot more like overrated because the focus isn't on what it should be, it's just on what a guy is getting a girl and who has the nicer present or who is more exactly. So it's not really about even showing love, it's now more of giving gifts to show love, which so
I like that take. Who wants to go next?
I second what Ray said. It's definitely like overrated now. Just like how Christmas is, the whole concept is now moved away from Jesus and the birth of Jesus to, Santa Claus or Easter about bunnies, right? So that's the same way Valentine's Day is now like shifted the main purpose. I think the whole thing is about this Saint Valentine who gives gifts to or helps like people who are sick, and that special day was named after Saint Valentine because he was like a good Samaritan, right? So so it's a day to show love around you and to people who are actually needy. But like we said, it's now about lovers and buying gifts and oppressing people on Instagram. I'm gonna be watching out for those names. I was so many couple I see on Sunday. So
I'm on a holiday on Sunday. Please, nobody should disturb me.
Okay, so let me jump in. I don't think it's overrated. I think that social media has just, put unnecessary pressure on people, with celebrations and events like, days like Valentine's Day. In the past, before social media, people were celebrating Valentine's Day however they wanted to. But now with social media, people who would ordinarily not celebrate Valentine's Day feel that they have to celebrate it because they want their friends and fans to see that, they got presents or they got vowed. So I think that social media is what is putting pressure on people, because I personally, I really don't give like so much about Valentine's
About
Day.
Valentine's Day.
I
Okay.
really don't.
I have some
Yeah,
questions to follow
I
up
really
with that.
don't. Yeah.
Let me say, I don't know. I'm half and half with it. Is it overrated? In some aspects, it is. And again, I feel like it depends on the motive behind who is celebrating it. Even if you're lovers or if you're friends, because I know Galentine's Day is the day before Valentine's. So even people who are not in relationships or friends can show some kind of love towards one another. So it could be in any form, gifts or just being or any kind of labor of love. The way I think it is kind of overrated is from the lens of capitalism, because I feel like we live in this part of the world where, it is pushed, where everything has to be kind of monetized. So that's what takes away the essence of any simple kind of holiday, from Thanksgiving, Halloween, whatever, like you celebrate. So I feel the money making part of it is what drives people crazy. So people want to spend money and people want to outdo each other, and people go to the there's nothing wrong in buying gifts for yourself as long as you admit it. But, people go to the extent of buying things and lying that they got those things from other people, or even stealing pictures from other people's pages and putting it on their page, right? Just So for the people who feel pressured, I don't feel like people should, but for those who feel pressured, that's why I feel like it's overrated. It shouldn't be something that pressurizes you. It's just one day. And if you love someone, it's a good day to show someone you love them, whoever it is, if it's a friend or a stranger, but it's not enough to put yourself under pressure. That's what I think. Yeah. So, I feel like the first question, obviously being overrated or not, I think, Arika, you said you don't think it is. Somewhat in the middle, and Esosa and Offerese.
I think people need to work on their mental health, because if you
Mm-hmm.
are not sick in the head, why would you steal someone's pictures and come and post on social media? Or why would you vow yourself and say a guy
See,
the
lens people go to trend on social media these days.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
People steal pictures of other people's babies and say those, that's their baby. People put, that's why people put themselves under unnecessary pressure for everything, over everything. So this is not even only about Valentine's Day. This is about how people live their lives. A lot of people are living fake lives. People are living lies. They are lying, they don't even know who they are anymore, because they've lost every essence of who they are, because they are people pleasers. They want to please the world, so that's why, people are getting vowed, and they feel that they must post pictures, even if they are going to steal from gift companies, to just gift companies that are advertising, people will steal those pictures and say, oh, look what my boo got for me, look what my bae got for me. And they're not even dating anybody.
Wow.
So
So the next question I was going to ask is if you think social media plays a part in putting pressure on people. I think we've all answered it, to some capacity. So we shouldn't really spend much time on it. It does put pressure on people who want to feel pressured, and sometimes again, subconsciously, there's that pressure that some people feel, even if people think, this can't pressure me, or I won't let this get to me. It probably wouldn't. It probably wouldn't get to you because you know yourself. But when you feed on stuff and you see stuff, it somehow starts to play with your subconscious. You're like, should I be getting a gift?
Let me just add to that, because the thing is, you know your limit and your mental health and stuff, but no matter how strong someone is, if you see something a number of times over and over, and so that's why a lot of people will always tell you should be wary of what you feed your mind, what you feed your eyes, because that actually, it might not be an immediate effect, you might not feel it immediately, but once or twice that can affect the way you think about something, and you won't even realize what is happening. It will just be the way you feel, right? So it's really important, when a lot of those psychologists and therapists are saying especially in this day and age of like social media and so much, there's just so much information out there.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be very aware and very deliberate about what you consume, what you
Mm-hmm.
spend your time on. Because
Mm-hmm.
even if you're thinking about it as a pastime, oh, I'm just using it to, relax and everything, you should be intentional about it, because the mind picks up on this. I believe our subconscious is like very, very strong. So
Yeah.
you can't even control what your subconscious,
Mm.
stores and save, right?
Yeah.
But that would affect who you are. That will affect the kind of things you value. That would affect the kind of behaviors you exhibit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
it makes up who you are. So it also tends to, when they say, surround yourself with, like-minded people or people you want to
Yeah.
grow. The
Yeah.
more you be human beings, we absorb information.
Exactly.
We
So
absorb a lot, right? So it's
yeah, I think, we just have to be mindful. As much as it's a lighthearted topic, there's still some very deep-rooted things that are, tied into how people celebrate things and how people express things, especially through holidays or occasions, right? So let's touch on a very, I'll say funny, maybe, or segue into the next question. The next question is, what is your best Valentine's experience and also your worst? Anything you can remember from the top of your head. Ah, we're smiling already. You have juicy. Oh
okay, let someone go first.
let me go. Ah, you know what? When I wrote that question down, I had to think about it because I've not been in so many relationships. Some um some of it by my own doing, because I've never really been a girl that loves to be in relationships. So I've not had that many Valentine's experiences, if that makes any sense, but I have had some. So, I mean, in times I've been in relationships, yeah, the odd flowers or perfume or chocolate here and there, but that wasn't very memorable for me. But I remember I was in uni and I wasn't seeing anyone. I wasn't talking to anybody. So it was just dry. Nothing was happening in my life. Next thing, boom. I just came home. I just saw gifts. One teddy bear, flowers, chocolates, nice perfume. I'm like, what's
What's
going
going
on?
on?
Who knows me? Please. And first wrote, I can see you every day when you come from school. I just like the way you walk. I'm like,
Wow.
Hey, wow.
as in me, my body was already sweeting
Omo.
me. I was like, could it be that the fairy tale
It's happening.
is happening to me? I think I was probably like 19 or no, maybe 20. I think 20 or 20 at that time. So I was like, okay, this could be it. So I'm about to finish uni, I'm going to meet the love of my life. And a boy that is so thoughtful. I mean, what else can one want? See me
Laughing.
I think the boy even left number. So we're now texting each other. I was like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to hang out?
Are you serious?
And now, yeah, I was already happy. I'm like, vows. I said, okay, let's just go to Mr. Biggs. It was just one place near the house. I mean, don't get me wrong. I went to find places to eat, but we're in uni, right? So Mr. Biggs meat pie, everybody knows that's like one of the best anyway. So I went there. I was chilling, waiting for this guy. In my head, I already dreamed of the guy because I'm like,
No.
as in, and I didn't treat. I'm like, this boy that is this thoughtful and when uni and can spend this amount of money. It's not even the money. It's just the thoughtfulness behind the things he bought, right? And they appealed to me as a person. So I went there, waited now. Boy said, I'm coming. It's not looking. This boy came in. I said, no, can't be.
This is not my crush.
Wait, and I think he was tall. I would take that part that he was tall, but when this boy sat down, I said, what's going on? As in,
dead.
I can't be outside with you.
Dead.
You know what's funny? You see, I like confident men, but the confident ones are always ugly. I don't get it.
Yeah.
You get somebody's ugly, or please take it with a pinch of someone I'm saying. But I mean, my expectations were like this, and when I saw him, I was just like, man, I was so deflated. Like physically it wasn't bad, but it just didn't tie into the story I'd already put in my head, right? But I'm not a rude person. So we had a nice conversation and we spoke, we got to know each other, but obviously I didn't want to lead him anyway or just make him feel like there was anything, right? But I would say that was like a good experience for me. So it wasn't a bad one. So I'll put that as one of my best ones because I wasn't expecting anything from anybody.
Yeah, so it was
and that happened, right? And my worst one, finished uni, I met some guy and I think we were talking and this guy, I think one of these American artists came to Nigeria at the time. So I was like, yeah, I'll take you. I'm going to see, I don't know, was it just somebody, Sha? That's how I carried my 2 left leg and that's okay, I'm coming. I think I was supposed to meet him at, what's this place called? There's one place near the Museum Center. It's like opposite, like a mall for those who live in it.
Is it Central?
There's a mall. You know the mall I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know the
opposite the Museum Center, right?
Mega Plaza.
No, it's not Mega.
No, it's not Mega Plaza. It's not
There's a mall opposite. So
I know the mall. I just don't remember the name.
Exactly, I can't remember the name, but this is how I went to wait for this guy there. The boy said, I'm coming. I looked at 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I just carried my big head like a mumu.
So, you stayed up to 4 hours? That's the question I have for you.
Well, you know the good thing, I can laugh about it now. I wasn't by myself. What?
You were waiting for him for 4 hours. I'm not that patient.
Listen, I think the reason I was patient enough was because I had a friend with me. I mean, she wasn't going to be around when the guy came, but I just needed company, right? So that's what made it good. But it was such a horrible, because in my mind, I didn't want to go, but he convinced me enough. And it's not like we had any bad experience that maybe he was trying to pay me back or anything. We just started getting
So why? So
why? I don't know. I really don't know.
Did you ever call him after? Like, did you guys speak after that day?
I can't even remember. I don't think, I mean, with my kind of personality I have, I don't think I did call him. Because if I was going to, I would have cussed him out. So,
yeah.
No, I don't think I moved on.
That's good for you, girl.
You guys, someone should stop my story.
Honestly, I don't even think I can remember. Like, most of the things that happened, I think my best and worst Valentine's experience was when I was in university, but I can't remember half. Like, I feel like all my experience or memories in uni is like kind of blurry. I really can't picture one worse. But I remember the guy that I dated for, I think, a year or so. I bought him. I remember what I gave him for Valentine's, but I can't remember what anyone did for me, especially on Valentine's Day. But I remember me trying to be so detailed. He liked coffee, and so I got this really nice alcohol that had coffee and cream in it. And I even fought one of my friends because she gave me this Valentine's carrier bag that won't get rejected in my presence. The girl said, Baba, I don't want this thing. She said, okay, I agree with something. And then I went there to pack my own gifts. It was that thing that she gave me. So we even fought on top of the matter. So
did you buy anything?
I can't, honestly, I think he bought me something, but like I said, a lot of those memories are blurry right now, but I remember what I did. But recently, I won't really say Valentine's. I think I have people that show me love every single day. Okay. And especially on my birthdays. So I think more of birthdays was a good idea. But Valentine's, I feel like I've been around the people that I've dated, they don't really focus on Valentine's Day. So I think that's why I can't remember. But yeah.
Yeah. For me, I don't have any bad stories. I haven't been someone's Valentine that many times. I've never been someone's Valentine that many times, but the one that does stick out for me was, and this was, I was a teenager then. I was about 16.
Okay.
So that's why it still is one of those nice memories. Right now, if it happened, you're like, what was it? But then, teenager, it fits into the whole teenage love and all that, right? So there was this guy I was dating, we're in our SS3, so that's the last year. So for Valentine, I went to a boarding house. It was a mixed school. Okay. So what used to happen during Valentine was it was kind of we kind of did make it a show, right? Okay. So everyone would come out of their hostels, be outside, and people who wanted to vow. So the guys will be on one end, the girls will be on another end, So for our set, we even got like a red carpet,
It's
there
like an
was
Ajebota
floodlights.
school now, because in
We
in
got a red
normal
carpet.
schools, you want to be
There was
talking to boys.
floodlights. There was floodlights, there was a DJ, So like on my set, we were like, we're going to make it, very special. So, they started with the junior class guys. Of course, they are very shy, so not so many of them would. It's more for us senior guys, right?
Yeah.
So, people that were dating in my set, one by one. I knew he was gonna vow me. There was but I didn't know if we were going to do it there or he would just give me something.
Yeah.
Like that, right? So, one by one, my friends are getting vowed, girls now, high school, shout, you're not happy and all. So I think myself and another girl were the last, because the guy she was dating to was friends with my boyfriend. So apparently they had planned to do it together. The DJ put this song. That's why that song, if I hear it, this TI, you can have whatever you want. So that started playing. The next thing, my boyfriend, he showed up at the other end of the red carpet. They called my name. I had to go to the other end. Then he walked up to me with one rose, gave it to me, hugged me. Then he brought out like
rose.
It was plastic rose, man.
Stop associating. I don't feel the moment, please. Right? Let's enjoy it.
Just enjoy it. So, he gave me one rose, I took it, hugged me. Then next thing he brought like a jewelry box out. It was red, I remember.
Swarovski, okay.
There was this nice necklace. I was like, oh my God, and everything. So I thought that was it. Next thing, he moved out of the way. He had gotten cakes to spell out my name. So junior boys were holding one cake each.
This one tops anybody.
I'll say wow. Wowzer.
Down. Offering.
I had 5 cakes, and junior boys were holding it. I think he even got them to wear the same color of houseware so that we coordinated.
Wow.
He's a romantic boy.
I know. So my friends came out to help me carry the cake. Then I think the last junior boy that I was holding had like a bag full of like chocolates and like wine and like that and like that. And all this was happening with our DJ, playing TI whatever you want.
I don't want your body.
Oh,
your body.
You don't need nobody. You can have it.
So like the whole experience of it was. It wasn't about what the gift was. It was just like the thoughts that went into the planning and the execution, just in a nice way. So yeah, and that has hands down. I
think that's a very good one. To be honest,
very beautiful story.
I remember. This is like I was 16.
Yeah.
So like I was in love. My head was like so the feeling.
That's a very good one to remember. It's a very good one.
Yeah, so I would say he did give me that.
Do you have any terrible memories? Like, did you love someone and you're expecting stuff, or just like expecting a moment and nothing happened?
No, all those Lagos boys, you can never expect anything with them.
Nothing but disappointments. Yeah.
I think I never put because thinking back, any guy I was kind of seeing, we're not dating yet because I haven't dated anyone in a bit. So even like a period I was in Lagos, I didn't really date anyone yet. I would start talking to someone and start seeing, but maybe nothing ever happened. So most of them, when it came around Valentine, either we're just still talking, and how some men are with Valentine, and I'm not like crazy big on it. So if you buy me something, don't buy me something. It doesn't mean I'll stop talking to you, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of them, it was only one who did, show interest, brought flowers to my office, like a big teddy bear, roses, everything was nice. But I think like 1 or 2 weeks later, I discovered he had one girlfriend.
They always, I mean.
My flowers, yeah.
They always have a girlfriend.
They always lie. They lie.
Lagos, I know.
They lie.
Gosh, that's funny. How did you take your flowers, Abi, and your teddy bear?
Yes, now at least I would let me use this Nigerian. I peppered them in my office because all my
That's
managers
good.
were like,
Yes,
like,
It's still matter what I say, no. It's not what I say.
I see them,
Yes,
social
yes,
media pepperers.
That really
You see
but
them?
it's
the
funny
pressure
because
on single people online. Oh, free. I want to
no,
listen.
see, no,
Yes.
it's not about that. In my office, they were a bit in your business. So as a young girl, they're always asking, where's your boyfriend? So
Mhm.
even before vows came, they already asked, how many cakes are we going to get? Flour, like
It's
in
all
my
the
mind,
senior
I
aunties.
live
They
alone.
always try to put pressure on you.
So
Pressure.
once that flour came, it was like, Offering I've removed myself from the girls, they will continue to stop. So it was the other girls in the office. They're like,
Okay.
um, Jessica, you're not getting anything. He has not performed yet. Like, what kind of wild like this?
Wow. See the pressure we're talking about? This is it.
So much
Pressure.
pressure.
It's everywhere. It's
It's
everywhere.
prayer.
Arika, do you have any memories?
Well, I think so. Yeah. So when I was in secondary school, Queen's College, mine wasn't a mixed school like Offer's own. I think it was when I was in SS1 or 2. I don't remember, but I remember this guy from King's College came and he came to vow me, and he had a crush on me. He brought a cake, brought chocolates, and he just brought a bag of things and a cake.
Yeah.
And I took the things, took them to class, came back, and I was talking to him. And then someone came to tell me that another guy from ISL,
Yeah.
International School Lagos, was here to vow me.
Wait.
So,
Wait.
as a as a young bad babe,
Uh-uh.
I told the case, so I said, 1 minute,
Ah.
I'll be right back. So I now went to the other one to collect the wine, chocolates, and things that one brought. I went to drop them in my class. And before I knew it, one of my friends ran and came and said, oh, that the Casey boy was crying. And I
Heartbreaker. Wait, Arika.
honestly, that he was crying. And I was
Mom.
like, why is he crying? And she was like, oh, that he heard that someone else came to vow me. And I know, right? But I was just like, I wasn't dating any of them, so I just found it very annoying.
They're crushing hearts at that time.
You're not my boyfriend. You came to vow me. I didn't beg you.
I didn't beg
Now
you.
somebody else has come to vow me. You're crying. Why are you crying? So yeah, I just went there to say bye bye to him, but his eyes were red, and
Oh my gosh.
I felt bad.
I feel so bad.
I know.
Imagine him telling this story from
Yeah,
his
that
own
was-
point.
And you know what? Guess
We'll be
what?
cussing the boy out.
It's so funny because we went to the same uni.
Mhm. Did you date? No.
Nah, man. Yeah, but we're friends. Like we just
That's cool.
say hi. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So do you have any memories that you think were not really good?
Yes, of course. So you know me, I always say my own.
I know.
This year would mark. Hey, let me not shout to my husband. I don't want him to hear me. So this year would mark my 14th year in marriage. So we've been married.
Wow.
Yes, this year will be our 14th
Yay!
anniversary.
Congrats, girl.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Thanks. So I remember there was this year that I think it was about maybe 6 years ago or 7 years ago on Val's Day. I had gone all out, bought things for him, and then he came back home and, he said, oh, that he had sent money to my account for Val's Day. And I was like, what do you mean by that? He was like, oh, that I should use it to buy whatever I wanted. Huh?
Huh?
Like what? My head scattered.
I know.
Have you people seen Malcolm and Marie?
Listen.
The way Marie's head
I
scattered.
know.
That's how my head scattered. I was so angry. I was so mad because it was a lot of money. It was 6 Nigerian money currency, 6 figures actually.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
Yeah,
But
that's a lot.
I was so pissed off because I told him I said, but you know me very well. First things first, I'm not moved by money. I'm not one of those people that I'm not saying money kind of person.
Yes.
And I'm not so big on gifts. I'm happy when I get gifts and all, but if I don't get, I really don't care that much. And then it takes me a while to open my gifts. One of the things they bought for me for Christmas, a phone is right here. I've not opened it.
Imagine.
So I'm very bad. Yeah, I'm horrible with presents. Sometimes my birthday presents, I don't open them till months after, and I just see them there. Even things I buy on Amazon, I just see them there
Yeah.
until I feel I need the thing, then I go and open it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I told him, I was like, why did you give me money? You know that, I would have preferred if you bought me something way cheaper than the amount of money you gave me. But it's the thoughts that count. The thought that you actually went all out to get something, but he didn't understand. And I think that's the thing about guys. They're so different from us.
Yeah, so
He just didn't
different.
get it. And it was almost looking as if I was being ungrateful. But then I explained to him and I said, please don't ever give me money for any of my celebrations, birthday, Valentine's Day, whatever it is. Even if it's you're going to buy me a necklace or a small present, just buy it, but don't give me money, because I want to know that you actually took out time to look for something that I would like and appreciate. I feel like I felt like money was the easiest way. Like you just took So I was really, really upset. I'm
happy you touched on that, because it leads to my next question. But before we even go into the next question, I kind of found something that we had in common as well. Most of our cherished memories were when we were teenagers, or I wasn't a teenager, but when we were quite younger, So it's funny that why do you think that we're not experiencing those kind of moments now? Is it because life is coming fast at us, or we're so preoccupied with so much, or like what do you think is causing? I'm not saying everyone is on this table, but the fact that we all have that experience, that good memory, but it's like I would say on average 10 years ago, on average, right? At least 10 years ago for all of us, or more than. Why do you think?
Man, I would think it might, I think the older you are, the less, how do I put it? And also this is for like the ladies and the guys. I believe actually young guys, when they're in love, they're a lot more intentional about showing it. Because then they're not, it's not about the money, because they don't really have the money to just spend. So they actually have to think of something to impress her, but will not break the bank. Right? Yeah. Because then they're still a guy, either they're dating a girl or they want to date a girl. They need to think of emotional things that would impress her, or actually think of something that will impress her that might not break the bank, right? But I think the older some guys get, they can't just believe, just buy her a new phone or just buy her shoes. They're not putting so much effort. Not every guy, of course, but they're not putting. And I think also from the women's perspective, I believe girls when we're younger, we're a lot more. We romanticize things a lot more. It was easy to. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just easy to appreciate something and just take it for it. Just take it that way. You're not overthinking anything. You're not. It's just what it is at that moment. So you're just living in that moment. You're not. There's nothing more. And I also believe, in some cases, right, some of these people, either you were not dating them or you were not invested. So even if it didn't work out, it didn't feel like you lost something, or it was just a period in your life that you experienced. They were an experience for you. So it's something your mind would keep. That's the way I kind of think about it.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like because it's almost an impressionable time of our lives, and guys, so for ladies, I think guys put in, I don't know, this is just like an opinion, not a fact. I think guys put in more effort when it comes to, or at that age, try to put in more effort because they wanted to win the lady over. So it's not like the women were really bothered about giving gifts to guys anyways, but I feel we're all impressionable at that time, and that was the time for everyone to kind of see, okay, let me see my game, or if I can win this girl over. So I feel that's more so why. And because the older we get, we've seen so many Valentines, like it becomes less,
That could be it. Because imagine a lady who gets roses has been getting roses every Valentine for the past 12 years. It would, even if it's a surprise.
Please, if I get roses every year.
No, The thing is, it's different for some people. Some
Yeah.
people might get
Yes,
to
I
a
don't want
stage
to
where
get
they
roses every year for 12 years.
some people it
I
should be
will
like
fling,
it's
I will
like
fling the
because
roses.
then the first year or second year, if it's a different kind, maybe it's not even a rose, just a flower that you mentioned you like, it will be like, oh,
Mhm.
you paid attention.
Yes.
But if you now maybe imagine the same kind of flower year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4,
Oh yeah, then that
Right.
becomes
then
redundant. Yeah.
it's redundant in root, right? The
Yeah.
feeling is because I'm
Yeah.
sure he even has the florist number on his phone. You
Mhm.
just call,
In
please.
fact, it may have even paid
What
for
last
10 years. It may have even paid for 10 years every year. Just
That's so true. That's so funny too. I don't know. Anyways, from everything we've all said, Shao, this is my next question, right? It ties into your love language and what you like to receive and what you like to give. Because I really care from your story and even from everyone's story, to be honest, but Arike's story, kind of made me think, okay, that some people will be like, man, I got like 200, whatever the amount was, six figures, right? I got that, and man, I'm good, right? But from what I can understand, you're more about like the thought behind and not just the gift itself, the process of buying that thing. And it could be, less expensive than that amount. And Offere's own, Offere was just so hype about this story of the boys carrying Offere behind the main guy.
I felt like I was in one of those, those rom-coms, those high school rom-coms. Like for me, that was like a movie moment of my life. That's why I still remember the soundtrack.
I can imagine. I see me singing. You can have whatever you like. I mean. And exercise story as well, it's funny because your story was different. You said the memory you have, or the one you remember more so, is of you purchasing something, not you receiving. So I found that quite interesting as well, So that's why I want to ask you guys, in regards to Valentine's, and you never know who watches this video. Arike, your husband might watch it. And I like the fact that, you know what, I was going to bring in your marriage into it, but I'm happy that you kind of brought it yourself, because the rest of us here are, not married. I don't know how many of us are single, but just you are married, right? So I like the fact that you played into your marriage as well. And you're very transparent, and I appreciate that you said the memory that you was least favorable for you was the one of your hobby, giving you money after you've put in that much effort into, making it a good day for him. So I will start from you, Arike, then we'll go to Ofure, and it's just our last. But I want to know, in terms of love and the spirit of Valentine's, what is your love language? What would you like to like? What would be a perfect gift for you? If I feel like we're all familiar with the love languages, right?
Yeah.
So the question is, what would be the ideal gift in terms of love languages when it comes to you receiving, and what to you is the best way of you expressing love when it comes to love languages? So, Arike, you go first.
Okay, so I would say my love language is act of service. Like I like you when, my husband does things for me, he does this, he does that. So I'm not too pleased or impressed by, presents and things like that. Or, there's COVID in the air, so we can't really go out. But knowing that he took went the extra mile to maybe like book a vacation spot or a holiday spot for us.
Oh,
And
wow.
maybe called my cousins up and said, oh, we're going to bring the kids to yours. Did all of that wahala, took the kids to them, and
Yeah.
then pick me up, and then we go somewhere for the weekend. That I would love. As they get buying me a Birkin bag or a Gucci bag or a this or that. So those are the kind of things. I like memories. I like creating memories, and I love to relax and be taken care of.
I know who
Oh,
doesn't.
yeah, yeah.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Right?
Yeah,
For
so
that.
I'm all for that. I'm here for that. So.
So
So that's-
you like to give in terms of like your receiving is acts of service, right?
Yeah.
So it will still be a gift, but
it's still a gift,
it's
but
a
not.
gift
It doesn't have to be
it doesn't have to be like
physical.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be
yeah.
something I can hold.
Yes,
More of
yes.
something I
More
can
tangible,
always
right? Yeah,
remember. Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Memories.
And how do you like to give?
I love to give gifts.
Oh wow, that's
Yes.
interesting.
And he loves
Me
to
too.
receive gifts.
Who asked you? Esther, please stay in one place first of all. You're distracting us.
Esther
I was
is
going to
turning
say that to you,
she's
just
turning
to
on
move
her
up
own.
and- I know she has to move up and down.
I'm using my phone. So it's like
I know.
my tripod.
I know. So we're going to operate next. So operate, what is your favorite way of expressing love in terms of giving and receiving?
So for receiving, I would say, okay, if I put it in perspective of something like the Valentine, for receiving, definitely it will be quality time for me, right?
Okay.
So to be very honest, my perfect Valentine is, we'll go, there's one nice restaurant, we book one nice table, maybe we have ocean view or whatever. I wear nice dress, we dress up, we have date night, they bring champagne, we laugh, ha 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 ha. You tell me how much you love me, and we go home. That's like perfect.
This operation, I just mentioned all the love languages. You tell me you love me, affirmation. You take me out, acts of service.
Gifts.
No, but
Spend time
I'm just
together. Then give.
No, I didn't take
Everything,
gifts. I
only
didn't
you.
take gifts. I didn't
Okay.
take gifts. I just so it's more of like quality
We
time
get
and
it.
what
Yeah,
am I-
yeah.
yeah. So that would for me would be like a perfect Valentine, because I think that's the way I would like to spend it.
Mhm.
And for gifting, will I say it's a bit selfish, but the fact is I would do something. So for gifting, I would do more of an act of services that if I can. So for example, now let me use what I did this year. So I'm not with my partner here, but I've
Okay.
known he's had like a very, very stressful couple of weeks.
Okay.
So what I did was I booked him like a luxury spa day, everything, massage, facial, pedicure, manicure, and everything. Because in my mind, I'm like, I want you to relax and enjoy that day. So I always like, if I can't provide my time,
Yeah.
or service when I'm there, I would gift you something that makes your life easier. So yeah.
Okay, that's
So,
good. And I don't know, is that like I feel like we all enjoy all of them to a certain degree, but there's one that's always a priority for us more than the other.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hope that he really enjoys it, because that sounds like a very
Yeah. So I had to think about it, because it's not everybody that would appreciate that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he does, right? His preferred love language is of course quality time. But
okay. So you guys are on the same level.
I'm a couple of thousands of miles away.
Oh well, that's ending soon.
You gotta make do.
We're closing that gap soon. We're closing that gap. Easy. Did you hear the question?
Yeah, I think you said the question as well as. Can you repeat the question again?
Exactly. Because you've not sat your behind the wall.
Easy is in selfie mode. She's just
I
like,
know. Like, please, I'm busy. I'm kind of.
I heard what Arika said, what Frey said, but I know the question is about what your perfect.
In terms of the love languages, what's the especially in regards to Valentine's more so than any other day? What was your preference? Like, what would you prefer to receive in terms of the love languages, and what would you like to give to express love?
Well, I love gifts, so acts of service, gifts giving.
Please choose one.
Don't make it.
So excuse me, please.
Everything of me. I love everything. That's why.
Everything.
You can't love everything. You just have to pick one. What do you like in terms of Valentine's? Like, what's the
Valentine's?
Yes. Yeah. What would you prefer as like?
You know what? Quality time. So my perfect Valentine's day would be, my significant other taking me out, like flying me out to a very nice island.
Oh.
And just
get flued out.
Have fun. Get flued out.
Richard Branson's island. It just has to be you.
and taken care of, so we'll be together, just drinking champagne, sex on the beach, gifts. Everything, all the love language can happen on the island.
On the island, but it has to be on that island.
The main one will be quality time. Yes.
Okay, quality time.
Yes, and then I love to give gifts. I love to put my thoughts into giving gifts. So I love giving gifts. I love surprising my
So that would be the best way
other.
to express love to you.
Yes,
So
gifts giving and acts of service. I think those two.
Excuse me, just can you choose one? Why is it?
Don't worry, we know the preferred
those two
one,
are
we know the
together.
preferred one.
Acts of service and gift giving is not the same thing.
It's not. It's
It's
not.
almost in my dictionary.
But then in a certain
They all intertwine, right?
They all intertwine.
almost,
Just
yes.
what's the topmost for you? So I mean,
quality time actually does be gift giving because
okay.
I just like gifts because it has sentimental value. Like I like to have things that friends or lovers give me and always have that. So, but
no, you're confusing me now because you said you prefer to receive quality time and you like to give gifts. So is that what you're saying with? Or
yeah, that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you said.
This girl is stupid.
I've been drinking.
So I mean, I feel mine has to do with acts of service. I love acts of service. I like to receive acts of service. So like you said already, they all kind of have some gift elements attached to them. But Valentine's Day, I feel the best thing you can do in terms of acts of service is, if I've said something, I've maybe mentioned one or two things that I wanted to do, your effort into making that, happen. It might not materialize on that day, but the effort behind you pushing me towards that step. So, I don't know. You know what acts of service is, Sha? So that's what I like to receive anyway. And in terms of me giving as well, I also do acts of service because that's the best way I can express my love for my significant other or even people that I care about. Just, doing things that money cannot purchase, that you cannot equate to anything material. That's it for me. So that's what I think. Yeah. So the last question before I let you ladies go, because I know you guys have been here for almost an hour, and thank you so much. We're just going to do some quick fire questions. It's a would you rather Valentine's game. So I'm just going to pick a few questions and you say which one you prefer. So would you rather give away a dozen roses or get some?
Get some.
Okay.
If I give my significant mother roses, it will end up in the dustbin.
Okay, the next one is, would you rather go on a cruise for 8 days or fly a space shuttle?
Space shuttle.
Cruise for 8 days.
Cruise for 8 days.
Space shuttle. But as long as I come back.
I know, me, I'll do space shuttle as well.
I can show my friends, I've been to Mars, baby.
Oh my God.
Mars.
Let's see if there's any other fun question here. Some of the questions seem crazy. Okay, so would you rather go camping or stay in a hotel for Valentine's?
Hotel.
A hotel.
Camping. If you will not come and eat me up.
I was not made for the show.
I
would try
hotel or what?
Or camping.
Hotel for sure.
You're in Canada, please camp. Excuse me.
No, that's why I said I would try it just for maybe experience, but not because of Valentine.
You're not good camping.
No.
Count me out. Count me out.
Valentine.
So the next question is, would you rather write 100 Valentine's Day cards or go without TV for a month?
Can you take that again? Would I rather
Would you rather write 100 Valentine's Day cards, so you have to scribble every day for 100 days or whatever, or go without TV for a month?
I think I'd rather do the cards.
Maybe I'll do the cards.
You do the cards, eh?
I can do without TV for a month, but I think I'll do. I
Same.
think I'll enjoy doing the cards.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't
can
enjoy
the-
doing
You have to be on
cards.
TV.
I
I
won't.
have
I
to watch
won't
TV. I
enjoy.
have to support my friends on YouTube. If I'm not watching TV, I will like support Ari and ice cream. So I have to be on YouTube. So I'm sorry, I know they select anything.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I'll ask 3 or 4 more questions. Next one is, would you rather get a giant bear for Valentine's Day or a huge basket of candy?
Bear.
No,
Bear, teddy bear.
Teddy bear, yeah.
No,
I don't
no,
yeah, me too. I don't like candy, so that's
I
it.
can do.
Yeah.
Bear.
Okay, so this
Bear.
one
I know it's
is
not bear. Bear.
okay. In the spirit of Galentines, for those who are single, Esosa, please focus, please,
She's not focused.
because you actually
Esosa
distract
has
people.
already started her Valentine's Day. She's already
Yeah,
That
as
weekend.
in people like
was
this.
here.
Is this the people
Don't worry,
talking
we
about
just mute. Next time, mute yourself.
I did.
Esosa, we
Exactly,
can
off your mic.
off your mic. We can hear those things that are not being said.
Exactly, off your mic.
Off your mic.
Ask me when you are posting this on YouTube, I have to come to your house, I have to edit together.
I'm not editing anything. Stay in one place because you think it's easy to edit. I don't have the energy. Everything is going wrong like this on YouTube. So better comport yourself. So this one is in the spirit of Galentines, which is for girls who just want to show love to their girlfriends or sisters, whatever. Even if you have a significant other, but it's just the day before Valentine's. So would you rather host a hot chocolate party or a tea party?
Hot chocolate party.
A chocolate party.
Hot chocolate party for me too.
With pajamas. It's gonna be
Also,
a
Because
tea
chocolate
hot
honeys,
chocolate
baby.
party.
Chocolate honeys.
Yes.
Hot chocolate party, and then everybody will do the bossy challenge.
Hey, boss it.
Exactly.
Can you be single vibes though? Are you sure you're married? Are you sure you're married? Give me
Since
single
Erika
vibes.
is my Erika is in vibe.
You can be both. See, you can be both. That's how to live life.
Exactly. That's the way it should be. There shouldn't be any.
You have to be hot, so
Exactly.
Yeah.
you have to be
Fire.
hot.
Follow you on YouTube.
Fire. Give me
Follow
the
me
fire.
now. You have to be hot now. There's no other way. You have to be
Mine
hot.
will be a tea party, please. You guys are very local and bush because
I
so
beg
many,
you.
so many
Tea
Because
party
I
will
know
be too.
English.
It will be
If
too
you are in
Bridgerton-ish.
Canada-
It's so bougie.
I don't want everybody to come and be doing. I want my girls to come and be like,
tea party.
hey.
Tea party. Tea party.
You guys-
Ice cream. You
Oh
have to
my
drink
gosh.
this, please. Stop.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay. So the last question, I don't know. This is, would you rather it be Valentine's Day or Halloween? I know the answer. Nigerian girls would not say
Halloween.
Waiting concern Gorima
Wait,
Shaka.
consign me, consign
I like to scare motherfucker.
What used to happen on Valentine Halloween? Please, I don't know. I'm not even
I like
sure.
pranking niggas.
Please. I beg.
oh my gosh. So you
Give me
guys
a red now, please. I'd rather go for the red.
exactly.
I'll
I
go
gave
for
you
the
guys
red.
a touch of red too. Just so
I'll
that
go
you
for the
guys
red. Nah,
go for Valentine's.
I don't want to be. I don't want horns. No, I don't want.
Me,
Okay, go for
I don't
Halloween,
do scary in any way, even in like watching movies.
But you
Even
know
movies
what's
too.
funny?
Me too. I don't do
You know what's
scary.
funny? Valentine's is like Halloween because many of these guys scare girls, they prank girls.
My
They're
dear.
talking to like 7 girls at the same time. It's
Oh,
not
you don't know that it's horror
Halloween.
movie. You don't know that the guy is horror movie coming. No
It's
difference.
not Halloween. They'll buy
Horror
candy for like
movie.
7 girls. Are you not, is that not Halloween? You buy
Oh,
candy.
my
God.
dear.
Calm down. You should calm down.
Halloween.
It's not that bad now, you guys. It's not that serious now. It's not bad.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that
But
bad.
but are the guys these days that bad? When I was younger, guys,
Let me.
there was a year I had five vows, 5 guys.
Please.
Yes.
Do your master class, please.
So when I hear stories now, people are saying, this guy is this. I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
No,
But you know
no,
what,
the
Arike, the kind of guys that were available then, they're different from the species that we have now.
Species now. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
again, they are very different. They're very different. No.
You sure? Are you sure they are different? Are you sure it's not the way you people are handling them? Because
No, see.
because so there was this. I don't know if we can we keep going. I don't know. You might
Yeah,
want.
we can. No, it's up to you guys.
So there was this footballer guy that was toasting me. This guy used to play for the
This me.
Super
I'm,
Eagles.
I'm your friend.
Yeah.
Wait, now let
guy-
her land.
Let me
This guy
arrange
used to,
my
this guy was my toaster, when I was
Hey.
in uni, and I used to go to England on holidays, and I was playing for one of the top English teams. And this guy was he was like really, really rich. And he always wanted to, take me out with my friends, buy us things and things like that. But I wasn't interested, and I made it very clear that I wasn't interested, and that was it. Because he was sorry, he was just very raz. Let me put it.
Hey.
He was very raz, yes. And later on, he started dating this girl. He bought her a car, bought her. They said he really spent money on the girl, and he ended up leaving her for somebody else. Yes, but that's not even the story. My own story is, a lot of girls that are single that are my friends, or people who are like my younger friends, they always complain about guys these days. That even when a guy is toasting you, it's almost as if you are the one chasing him.
It is true.
Yeah, that is almost. But then I look at back then, and I even look at like the richest guys that were on my case. When a guy was on my case, he was hotly on my case.
I mean,
Wow.
yes, I would say yes in those days.
Yeah.
So I think it has changed in a way, because now a lot more guys believe they shouldn't, like, they don't need to put in that extra effort, because they already think, for example, they are perfect. So why do I have to put in effort?
So it's almost as if they're doing you a favor.
They're doing you a favor by chasing you. So why?
And social media has
Why
added
do
to it, because
Yes, and social
women are
media
just so available. And when I say that, I don't mean it in any bad way. Yes, you swipe, you see. So it's almost like men, they're in a candy shop. Yeah.
Ask you. There's a factory that's producing women every second. Every second. So women are available everywhere. Like, so there are women that are willing to give them everything, and you're not giving them on a platter.
And unfortunately, I've said to, I think, 2 guys in my lifetime that I like them up front, like, I like you. So I don't have a problem with doing that, but I know how it gets to guys and their head. So if it's a guy that can take it, fine. And even the ones who say they can take it, when they hear a girl say that to them, or a woman, I don't think they can really stomach that a woman is being that upfront, right?
So what? So they take advantage of that, or
they might not take advantage. No, they might not, but it kind of makes them see. I don't know what word to use. They kind of.
I think the way to say it, that they feel you're already too way invested in it.
Yeah, or for them, they just don't see it's not the value, because I don't want to use that. I hate to use that word, but for them, it's almost
the excitement of
when you earn something, quote unquote, there's that satisfaction that comes with it. But for them, it's almost like, she really likes me.
Oh, so there's no chase, because I know guys like
there's no chase. So
yeah,
it's like,
they don't.
What am I doing? Which for me is pathetic, because people at a certain age should be able to express themselves and say, I like you. We don't have to jump each other, but if we want to jump each other, that's up to us. But if I like you, let's see how this goes.
But I'll also say, then again, it's not like, when we're saying to the guys of these days, we're not saying like all guys, but the thing is that it just seems like nowadays you just meet a lot more of those kind of guys than you meet guys who are really intentional. A lot of them just seem like they're just floating, let's say floating through life. They're just having fun and taking it, which is not bad. But then again, be upfront about where you are. Don't be playing, you're ready for something serious, and in your mind you just know that, okay, this baby is here. Okay, I met her. Okay, I was chasing her. Okay, and she agreed. I know a couple of people that will tell you, they met this girl, she seemed okay, and they were bored, so they started chasing her. Okay, she agreed, so make we see how they go.
And some guys too.
That is what they're having. That is the way they are in that relationship. Let us see how it goes. Like, it's not intentional. They're not putting in the effort.
There's no effort.
In their mind, for every guy, as long as you're okay looking, you have a job, good job, you have money, you're doing okay, you're already, in their mind, they're perfect.
You know what?
They don't need to do too much.
And that's what I was going to say again. Even when a guy says to you, I like you, or these days, or they say, I think we can I don't want to say get married, but maybe they say I save you. So they expect you to just be happy and like, okay, you like me, fine. That's just the first step towards it. Like, let's talk, let's get to now know each other. What are the things that make you tick? What are the things that upset you? What emotions do you experience when life comes at you? Just let's talk. But they just feel like once they say I like you, everything else just flies out the window.
Because you've been waiting, because you've been single for a while and you've been waiting. So in their mind, I'm a full package and I like you. So why you?
Exactly.
But do guys still ask babes out? Because back then, a guy would ask you out.
Guys.
Do they still ask out, or do things just is it a situation of one thing will just lead to the other, and then you guys just?
I don't like anything leading to the other. I personally don't like one thing leading to another because that's why
I've asked single
They
guys.
will not say the one that toasted them. They will not say
or they will say, "Did I toast you?"
And the guys I've asked this, they say they don't ask babes out anymore. That why would I ask out? If we're feeling each other, we're feeling each other.
Yeah. I think that's not a problem. There's no rule to it, but I feel like also clarity works for some people. Some people are type A people, some people are like type B, right? If some people want that thing of just ask me out or say I really would like you to be my girlfriend, some way, you don't have to say it in those same words, but say something, because even some guys take advantage of it and say, well, I never asked you to be my girlfriend.
Yes.
Just thought we were chilling, so it's crazy.
But it's better to say it out in the open. Let's know.
Let's know what we're doing.
Let's know we're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Of us on page 5.
Exactly. Same way somebody say, will you be my Valentine? Don't go and expect that this person is your Valentine. Then you now go and buy teddy bear and chocolates.
Yeah. I definitely don't like to.
Yeah, another guy will now come, like Arike's boyfriend in secondary school, and now bring.
That was not my boyfriend, though, please, my toaster.
Second toaster will come and say,
what's going on?
Definitely not good to assume.
Why you didn't ask? You
will
shed tears.
Anything you're not sure of.
Yes.
Ask. Because there's nothing.
I think so too.
I think for adults, there's no need to beat around the bush or everything. Say it as it is.
That is also easier said than done. As we know
I know.
Because me too, I'm more of a let's say things, but sometimes even more adults. But I think children are even more expressive. So if a child doesn't like you, I don't like you, or if they say I like you, so people should not put those words together. Adults should be more expressive. Children are expressive. Children will tell you as it is. Adults like to dance around things and dance around it, which for me is an irony.